I'm Wolf, and this is Arcanaignition. The moon is a waxing gibbous tonight, and I'm going to read some tarot. My question this evening is from Wild and Beautiful. And Wild and Beautiful writes, what can I do to get in touch with and maintain my connection to my genuine needs and desires? Centering my attention on other people and what I think they need or expect from me is very tempting and more comfortable than showing up for myself at times. So, Wild and Beautiful, you are looking to get in touch with and maintain your connection to your genuine needs and desires. And the use of the word genuine is interesting to me because I see that you do have a desire for whatever it is that you get out of centering other people. And at the same time, that desire doesn't bring you the internal form of truth that you're looking for. You say that it is tempting and more comfortable to cater to others than to show up for yourself. And your belief is that if you were more deeply in touch with those desires, you would know more about where your path is supposed to lead and not be led around so much by people who expect something specific from you. So let's see what the cards have to say. I'm reading from the Golden Art Nouveau tarot deck. All right, Wild and Beautiful. The first card that I'm pulling for you the Devil. That's a strong first card. So the Devil is about the material world and the temptations of it. And it can get dark. We're talking addictive drugs and deviant sexual practices. And one of the symbols most heavily on display is the chain. The devil is that which chains you to the devil chains you to some version of yourself. And a lot of reading tarot for me has been having these cards to which I have an averse reaction and then looking at them and working with them until I can feel really excited about them. But I have never had an averse reaction to the devil, although I know it scares the crap out of a lot of people. And why have I never had an averse reaction to the devil? I think it has to do with the fact that my relationship with addiction is largely one of flirtatious joy. And one of the ways to relate to the devil in a healthy way is to remember that the major arcana, which is the story of the soul as shown through 22 tarot cards, has one of them, that is the devil. This is 1/22 of what it takes for a human soul to create its journey here on earth. And what it takes is this connection, sometimes unhealthy, where we are being chained to the material world and we're being chained to our material circumstances. And in this card, there are literally two people chained up next to this fearsome looking horned fire holder. And this card is about worship of our most base and and unpalatable desires. The next card I'm pulling for you, 10 of Cups. Cups are about emotion, 10s are about completion. And in this cup, we see a happy family dancing. This is one of the most unambiguously lovely, easy, joyful cards in the tarot. And as a 10, it indicates the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So the 4 elements of the tarot pip cards are the cups, which represent emotion, the pentacles, which represent material world, fire, which is will, and wands, and swords, which is air and mind. So when we talk about the 10 of Cups, we're talking about taking this emotional part of ourselves and this part that feels love and experiences others through a lens of love. We're taking it and we're bringing it to completion. And then the next step will be using a different kind of way of relating to the world, using mind or using material or using will, as opposed to merely joyfully using love. And the last card I'm pulling for you, Ace of Swords. So swords are about the intellect, the mind, discernment. A sharp mind can cut through all kinds of bullshit. And the aces are a yet to be received gift from the divine. So we have here the gift of clear thought. This can be a new idea, a new thought pattern, a new intellectual endeavor, a new way of thinking about the world. Okay, wild and beautiful. Now I'm going to look at all 3 of these cards together and see what they can tell us about how you can get in touch with and maintain your connection to your genuine needs and desires. So I'm seeing these cards as telling me what your genuine needs and desires are. And to find and maintain that connection, here are the states and spaces you have to stay in. First of all, we have the Devil. Some of those needs and desires are dark. Some of them are not societally acceptable, and some of them may be harmful to your physical and emotional health. And those are still your genuine needs and desires. It does not make sense to live in that devil space all the time. I know some people who live there a lot of the time, and I don't think that's the kind of life you want to lead. But these things that are hard to stomach or hard to talk about or societally frowned upon, these are a big role in your genuine needs and desires. And when we recognize those, we can come to the 10 of Cups place. If you've got this desire and you've also got a lot of shame around it, the shame can get wrapped up in with the desire. And all of a sudden, what could be a simple, straightforward thing that you would like, way that you would like to live, path you would like to take, can become twisted and bad and evil. And if we can release the shame surrounding that, then your desires could be in a different light with a different framing, quite wholesome. So this is telling me that family is very important to you as well. And you've got a genuine need and desire to have this kind of emotional completion, to have people who you love and it's easy to be with. And then we have a new opportunity arising, a new way to think about all this. The Ace of Swords coming in with the crown and the olive branch and the laurel. You're being offered a new opportunity. And this opportunity can incorporate and make use of your desires for darkness and your desires for light joy. So, centering your attention on other people and what you think they need or expect from you, and how that is tempting and more comfortable than showing up for yourself. If I were in your place, I hope I would be giving myself a deep and genuine permission to explore those desires and accept whatever comes up. Take a look at them, be friendly about them, welcome them, thank them for the information, and recognize them as a part of you. There's this metaphor that's coming to mind about eating our demons. As in, if something feels really scary and big and unfathomable, and then we open wide and fully embrace it and allow it to move through us, it loses a lot of its power. And I would love for your needs and desires to be signposts, to be neon lights showing you which way to go in the darkness, not to be a source of shame and anguish and sadness. This reading is telling me that those forces that cause your desires to feel like they constrain you, like they drag you down, like they make you some form of less than, those same desires also have the capacity to bring you a level of completion on the joy-love spectrum scale. And those desires, once you've got them named, once you've accepted them, once you've shown them that you're not afraid of them, they have the power to cut through so much of the crap that's blocking you up. These needs and desires can be, I'm picturing now going through the Amazon forest with vines and creepers that grow up as soon as they get hacked down, and you've got a machete. And you're taking this machete of truth and light and self-knowledge. This is the machete of self-knowledge. And you are hacking your way through this jungle of life in late capitalism, in the failed state that we currently live in. Your truth and your needs and desires can be that machete. And if you can accept the darkness of them and accept the lightness of them, accept the contradiction, accept the paradox, let it all enter you and flow through you, you've got this great tool for seeking truth and maybe even showing others truth as well. All right, wild and beautiful. I hope that helps you on your quest. If you're watching this and you see these cards and you have a different alternative interpretation of them, feel free to post it in the comments. And if you would like me to answer your question, write to arcanaignition@gmail.com. And if you just want to know every time I put out a video, follow me. Thank you so much and have a gorgeous night.